Hey friends, how are you? Can you believe it is the end of 2020 today? Wah! Who thought it was going to happen? So before we get going, I want to just say welcome to a whole bunch of people who just joined Rituals to Rise. And I had sent out a newsletter yesterday, and a lot of you went over and joined Rituals to Rise, which was my call to action. Because I want you guys to be here with us. And what we do every morning at 6:30 is we do a little coaching call, and we follow a pattern of rituals. And so on Sundays is reset. I don't do it live on Sunday, so reset. And there's a program to follow for that. On Mondays, it's investigate. And so we investigate how it went last week, what we figured out on our reset, what's going right, what's going wrong, what do we incorporate, how do we maximize our week. On Tuesdays is is touch. So how are you going to touch people? And this one became really profound this year when we were under quarantine, and it was really hard to find ways to touch. So this was something that was a little creative. And then so I'm following the word rituals, right? So then on Wednesdays, it's up level. And that is, how do we up level our game? A lot of times I share some things that I'm learning from other people, or things that I'm learning from you, or a whole bunch of things, right? Things that the realtor community is doing, whatever. And then on Thursdays, it is act. And that's today. And so we're going to talk about that in a minute. L is learn. We do a book club on Fridays. And so right now we are doing the practice with Seth Godin, and it's super cool and fun. And we actually covered it for 2 months. And tomorrow I will announce the book for February. So those of you who want to order it can do it. And what I'd like to do, because the platform that we're using right now is StreamYard, and I can have 10 of you guys in this room with us. So I'd like to actually make Fridays an interactive class where it's not just me on here, it's all of us that are reading, and we make it more interactive. The other thing that we will be doing in 2021 on Rituals is, I think once a week, if I can do it, and if you guys are willing, is have a guest in and to talk about it. And so that we can make this much more interactive than just me talking to you. All right, so that's learn. And then Saturday is self-care. And so hopefully what you're doing on that is adding that intentionality to make sure that on the weekend, whether you are working super hard because you're doing a bunch of showings, or you're taking a breath, is that you're practicing some self-care and you're evaluating your self-care. Because a lot of times what happens is, we got to check in, and we got to see, what are we doing? What do we want to do more of? What do we want to do less of? And so that's our pattern. A lot of times people will say, well, how can you think about something to say every day? And sometimes I fail, right? Sometimes I'm struggling. However, when I follow that pattern of rituals, it does keep me intentional and mindful. And every day I have an affirmation word. Do you want to know my affirmation word for today? Was not a wimp, right? So today I am not a wimp. That's my word. So anyway, but on the bottom there, I say, what's your word? So today, Larry Laffer, who is the good friend of mine, he does the Broker Talk podcast. And today we're doing a year-end wrap-up. And he's asking some of his past guests to come on and give just one funny word about what this past year has been like, and then one word that is really what our word is. So I'm like, oh gosh, what do we got to say here, right? Because I want it to be something that really is indicative of how I felt the year went. And that's where that wimp came in. Because here's what I've done a lot of this year. This year, I have hid behind my mask. I have really enjoyed the anonymity of being out there and not having to connect with people. I really have, with a highly heated political environment where we had a lot of combative behavior, I didn't want to engage. So I stepped back. There's things going on in our realtor community. I didn't want to engage. So I stepped back and I became a wimp. And so today when I'm thinking about my word, about what I think about 2020 was, I really did a fair amount of survival mode hiding, and a fair amount of, I don't want to make waves, or a fair amount of, I'm not going to have my voice, and I'm not going to use my voice because ... I don't want to make waves. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be combative. I don't want confrontation. I don't want to do these things. And so instead, I think I was a wimp. So I'm not going to use the word wimp, obviously, when I'm asked today, because I don't want to do that. But one word I was thinking of, let me see, do I have a mask nearby? No. So in my training on how to communicate is smize, smiley eyes, right? So pretend I have a mask on, right? Practicing your smize. And I got this word from Tyra Banks. I actually put it into some of my trainings for agent trainings, because here's the thing. We've got masks on. We're so used to communicating with our my God, I cannot tell you how much I've relied on smiling at people. So no smile, just eyes, right? We got to learn how to smile with them. So Tyra Banks has this whole training on how to smize. So, and anyway, it's an old training. It's from when she did her model thing and the runway. And I guess you're not supposed to move your face, so you just move your eyes, So smize might be my word. My other word I was thinking, think about it, right? Grit, right? I think that grit's a good word. I don't know that I was all that gritty. If I was a wimp, though, I don't know, help me with some words. I've been going through perseverance. I think that we all want to use the word perseverance, but did we really persevere? Like, I don't like the word persevere to me means kind of like maybe we were in control, and I don't feel like we were in control. I don't know, helpless. I don't know what it's going to be. I am struggling. I need your help, guys. Help me, give me some words. So if you could put in the chat below, like what your word is for the year, and if you wouldn't mind me borrowing it, that would be something that's super cool. What do you think? All right, so some logistics here. I am on StreamYard, and StreamYard is a simulcast. So this is simulcasting to Rituals to Rise. Today, I also put it on my page, Kate Lanigan McGregor, Realtor Evangelist, which might be going through a facelift because someone just called me out on the realtor part, and I didn't want to be a wimp, but I think that maybe I should listen. So anyway, so my business page, it's also on YouTube under my Agent Rising, and it's maybe on LinkedIn. And so I'm not sure about that, on my Agent Rising. So those are different places that it will be cast. Here's the thing. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on with Facebook, and I've loved Facebook for business, and I've loved Facebook for communication, and I've loved it to amplify messages. But there's been a lot of changes. So maybe we proactively say, well, let's get it on YouTube, right? YouTube is where Google lives, and this is where we get Google juice from. So that's not such a bad idea. And then LinkedIn, which is of course professional. Now they only do certain. I don't know that I'm approved, right? But they only do certain companies and certain people can use LinkedIn. And I don't know that I qualify, but we'll see. Anyway, I am so grateful you're here. These only last between 5 and 10 minutes a day because I don't want you to get all messed up. And you can watch it in replay anytime during the day. However, since it is the beginning of the new year, and if you haven't been getting up at 6:30 in the morning, you should consider it. These are power hours, friends. And these are times that really, 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 I don't know. I just think the power hours, it's magical, right? You don't have the distractions of whatever it is in life that gives you distractions. And I don't know. Anyways, I'm so grateful for you new friends. Please stay with us. Give it a chance. Interact. Get the book, Seth Godin's The Practice. Let's have a book club on Fridays. We won't get it in for tomorrow, but next week we are having a book club for sure. And we're going to have people coming on it. So I'm going to be reaching out to those of you who I know who are reading it with me. Oh my gosh, such an amazing book. I used to be all my books back here, and I moved them. I'm plant sitting. Don't my plants look nice? They're not mine, right? So I'm just plant sitting. So while they're here, I figured I would utilize them. All right, my friends, happy New Year. Please help me with my word. I need your help. And if you want to DM me my word, that would work too, because I'm trying to think of something to be clever and smart and fun and funky and also profound. I don't know if I can do it. All right, I'll talk to you later. Happy New Year, and let's do this together because I think for sure together we rise.